Welcome back to our very last lesson of 6th grade math. Can you contain your excitement? All right, B5, dividing rational numbers. So rational numbers, fractions, or decimals, and then you're going to follow the same rules as before. So once again, you got a couple examples. It's just use your calculator. I don't care if you use a calculator at this point. Obviously with fractions you can't use a calculator, so here you might want to pause and kind of see how they're going through these steps. But otherwise I'm going to just do these three. So getting our notes. We have dividing rational numbers. Very last lesson. Yay! Same rules as before. If you have two symbols, two signs that are the same, your answer is going to be positive. If you have two different symbols, two different signs, your answer is going to be negative. So let's just go do these four right here. Try to squeeze it all in here. Okay. So go ahead and just plug it in. Right away though, right off the bat, following the same rules, I have a negative and a positive, so I know my answer is going to be negative. You can do that, then you don't even have to worry about inputting the symbols into the calculator or just put it in, but know that your answer should be negative. So 2.4, make it negative, divided by 3.2, and you get negative 0 and 75 hundredths. Okay, so number 2. I have two negatives, so I know my answer should turn out positive. So negative 6 divided by 1 and 1/10, make that negative. And you're going to get a repeating decimal, 45, 45, 45, 45. So 5.45, make that repeating, put that bar above it. We're not rounding, we're just you round when it's not a repeating decimal, but since it's repeating, we don't have to round. We can just show that it's repeating with that bar. 3 and 4, we have fractions, so my calculator is not going to be any good. So remember the 3 magic rules when we're dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip. So keep this the same. Multiply by the reciprocal. Since they're both negative, I know my answer is going to be a positive. So cross cancel, nope. So 6 times 2 is 12 over 5. Remember my answer is positive. And then turn that into a mixed number. 5 can go into 12 10 times with 2 left over. And there you go. Over here, I got to turn this into an improper fraction before I do anything. So that's what, 6, 7, 8 thirds. I'm just going to write it up here to remember. That's a 3. So now keep, change, flip. I have a negative and a positive, so I know my answer is going to be a negative. So now I'm just going to ignore that symbol. So I have 1/3, and I'm going to multiply it by the reciprocal. 3/8, cross cancel. I'm left with 1/8, but it is negative. And that's it for that section. Now on to the next page. Complex fractions. You can represent division involving fractions using complex fractions. Complex fraction has at least one fraction in the numerator, denominator, or both. It's just how they write them. So instead of using a division symbol, they're just making it look like a fraction. So it's a fraction and another fraction within a fraction. So pause, go through these steps, but I'm just going to go ahead and do 5, 6, and 7. So I wrote it exactly the way I saw it. Can't use a calculator for fractions. So negative 1/2 divided by 6. I have a negative and a positive, so I know my answer is going to be a negative. Now I'm going to ignore that and just rewrite this. 1/2 divided by 6. Now I can put that over 1, keep, change, flip. 1/2 times 1 over 6. And now evaluate that. That's going to be 1/12. So my answer is negative 1/12. So here I wrote it down. Now I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to do mad face right away because I know I can't do anything with the mixed number. I also see 2 negatives, so I know my answer is going to be a positive. So what's this? 4 5/2. I'm going to keep the division right away at first so I don't get confused. I'm doing one step at a time. So negative 3/4. Now I can do my keep, change, flip. Now I'm just going to drop those symbols. So 5/2 times 4 over 3. Cross cancel. 1, 2, 10/3. 3 can go to 10 3 times with 1 left over. So 3 1/3. Positive. And then I'm doing my last one over here. Ooh, this looks really complicated. But again, just do one step at a time, and it's not bad at all. First, before I do anything, I'm going to evaluate my exponent, and I'm just going to do mad face here. So this is going to be 3 4 5/3. I'm going to keep my symbol. Times negative 3/5. And then 1/3 times 1/3 is going to be 1/9. Actually, I'm going to just bring that up here and divide that by 1/9. I'm just going to pull it up here. Now, order of operations. Multiply or divide, whatever comes first. This is coming first, so I'm going to multiply that. Here, cross cancel everything. A negative and a negative is a positive, so that's 1 divided by 1/9. And I can't divide, so I keep, change, flip. 1 times 9 over 1. And that's just 9. So what looked really complicated, if you break it down, just do one little thing at a time, you're able to get your answer. And that's it, guys. So you are done with lessons in section B. I don't have a lesson for the test. You can just go right into bigideas.com, do lesson B5, that's your last lesson, and then I have a practice test for you to do. And remember, you can't check your answers on the practice test, but you can just go ahead, do it, hit submit. That one's not going to go in my grade book, but that will at least give you an idea if you are prepared enough to take the test, your very last test. And if you are, go ahead and take the test, and that's a wrap, guys. Hope you have a great week. I'll be back next week with just some final closing thoughts for the year.